we get the biggest, roughest tradies walk through the door, blokes with big long beards, and they're looking for a cupcake for their dog because they love their dogs, you know.
Yeah.
That's the great thing about dogs, is they're an amazing equaliser. You know, I've had some amazing chats with guys outside our shops, you know, these big burly blokes that would ride Harleys on weekends and utes and tough tradies, and you can just see it in these guys' eyes, they just love their dogs.
Welcome to the Possum Companion, where pets are part of our family. I'm your host, Joanna Herrera, the founder of Coco and Bondi. I'm very excited to interview experts and pet owners to share their stories and insights so you can use them to take care of your babies. Hi Nick, how are you today?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
Very well. So can you please introduce yourself and talk about who you are?
Okay, I'm Nick Martin, the founder of the Pet Butcher here in Adelaide. We founded that in March 2.5 years ago, with one store down at Ethelton, and then we opened our second store at Henley Beach. We've recently opened our third store at Glenelg South, and we've just opened our fourth store and built a brand new purpose-built production facility at Hindmarsh, which is a state-of-the-art human-grade facility.
Amazing. Can you please introduce us with Audrey? Because I know that we got a very beautiful doggy here. So who is she? How old is she?
Audrey is 7. She's 8 in September, so 8 next month. I got Audrey from Tasmania when I was living in Queensland, and she's been my best mate since she got here. So she's 55 kilos, and she's a bull mastiff.
Yeah, wow.
A lot of people can get scared about the size of her, but she's a gentle giant.
She's lovely, yeah.
She's always
So
happy
cute.
and just wants to be around people.
And well behaved as well.
Yeah.
Perfect for the
great.
interview. So regarding the pets, do you have like people that frequently go there, like current customers that constantly go, or you get a lot of new customers?
We have a huge amount of regular customers. We have breeders that buy from us. We have home delivery starting soon. But yeah, we have a whole, every shop has its regulars, and
Yeah.
I work between all the shops, and it's amazing. You always, a lot of our customers float between all of our shops and like the idea of us being in various locations, and because they can pop in wherever they are and they know they're going to get the same food.
So tell me about your story, how you started, because I know that you were doing something before.
Mm-hmm.
So what were you doing before you start the business?
Hospitality is my profession. 30 years in hotels. Started as a 15-year-old at the Botanic Hotel, not far from here. My family was in hospitality, so it was as natural for me to progress through there. Worked my way through the ranks and ended up managing some hotels around Adelaide, and then running a hotel group in Adelaide.
So how do you know that you want to do this? Like, do you have any sort of knowledge about like creating food for pets, or why do you start this business, particularly in this industry?
I just knew that there was a lot of rubbish pet food on the market. I just saw a gap for premium pet food, premium home cooked pet food, and fresh meats. We know how good fresh meat is for dogs. And we know that every dog sits at the end of the dinner table wagging their tail waiting for mum or dad's scraps. And as you can hear Audrey's tail now just going when we talk about that. So I knew that dogs loved real food compared to what they were getting from supermarkets or wherever the food was bought from.
Yeah, I'm having that problem with my dog, that I started mixing his food, like supermarket food, with chicken, and now he doesn't want to eat that food. So he's eating chicken all the time.
That's right.
And he prefers that food over treats that I'm giving him.
Because it's real food.
Yes.
It's real chicken, or it's real beef, or it's real kangaroo.
Yeah.
And, you know, we hear a lot of that in the pet butcher, that you know, people say, "Oh, I can't shop anywhere else now because my dog won't eat the food that I used to feed them." And they often ask us, "What's the secret?" And I said, "Well, there's no secret. It's just real food. You know, our chicken is human grade. You know, the chicken truck, when we use fresh chicken, the chicken truck turns up every day from 2 different suppliers, and it's real human grade chicken. You can walk through our factory and grab a sausage out of the oven and take a bite and eat it. You know, it's real food. Our beef comes in fresh 2 or 3 times a week, as does our kangaroo. So we try and keep things as fresh as we can.
So can you explain me a little bit more about the sort of food that you sell in your store? Like, I know that is like meat, but I know that you sell as well like pre-meals and treats. What sort of meals do you sell then?
We sell a range of oven-baked loaves. We've got 9 to 10 different variety of loaves. We do 2 or 3 chicken loaves. We do a pure beef loaf, a venison loaf, a kangaroo and vegetable loaf. All of our loaves have about between 7 and 8% of vegetables with them, seasonal vegetables, fresh, that are diced daily. We oven bake them in a nice big convection oven or combi oven that you'd find in a big hotel or a convention centre. We blast chill our products. That brings the temperature down very quickly, which also extends shelf life. The quicker you can cool a product, the longer it will last.
That's great. So is there any particular thing that a pet owner needs to know in terms of breeds and size of the dogs or cats? Because you sell food for cats as well, or only dogs?
Most of our cooked food is designed around dogs.
Okay.
We've got some recipes for cats, but we just haven't ventured into that line yet.
Okay.
And we do feed a lot of cats, a lot of raw kangaroo and some of our kangaroo meals. But historically, we've just catered for dogs. Okay. We do sell some dry food for cats.
Okay. So. And in terms of that, so what are the things that you recommend for sizes or breeds? Or do you have any suggestions in your store?
The recommended amount is between 2 to 3% of your dog's body weight in food per day. And that can vary depending on your dog's age and the dog's activity levels. So Audrey, she's 50 kilos and she gets a kilo a day. So 500 grams in the morning and 500 grams at night.
Okay.
Puppies are definitely 3 feeds a day until they're 1, because they're babies.
So what is the most favorite sort of food that people buy? Do you have anything that is like super popular?
Our ready-to-eat meals are very popular. They make up close to 40% of our sales.
Okay.
And we do a variety of chicken and vegetable meals, or beef and vegetable, or kangaroo and vegetable.
In one of the questions that we ask some of our followers is they ask in regards of what sort of food they can prepare in their house that is not food from supermarkets. Is any sort of food that you can recommend that they can buy in your shop and also make at home as well, or mix with that food? Or
we sell a range of proteins. We have chicken, kangaroo, beef, venison, lamb mince, beef chunks. We have a whole range of fresh proteins that we bag and process daily and send out to our shops, gets delivered to our shops 4 days a week. And we also sell fresh vegetables that they can take home and cook up, and they can just fry it off in the saucepan. We have one lady that buys quite a few kilos of beef chunks off of us each time, and we cut them to a specific size for her, and because she likes to barbecue them for her 2 dogs every night. So we do a range of custom meals. We have a lot of people that want different amounts of offal or certain veggies or a mixture of 60-40 of this, and we'd have 50 or 60 customers that we do that for, and standing orders every Friday for 4 or 5 kilos of roast beef and smoked lamb hearts and 2 kilos of chicken necks.
It's funny. I got my partner. We sometimes we grill meat for lunch or anything like that. When I see him like cooking little pieces, like grilling little pieces, I'm like, what is that for? He's like, oh, it's for my little baby. I love him. I was like, okay. Like, you are giving extra love to our dog now. That's why he's not eating other things, right? But yeah, we should give them what they deserve for being our companions and being with us all the time.
And we know it's real food, so it's good for them.
Yeah.
It's not processed. It's
Yeah.
it's just out of the pack, or like buying a steak from the butcher, and you know it's good for us. It's good for them. Real
Yeah,
food.
of course.
So-
Yeah, you're right. So regarding any sort of proteins, like powders or things that you like, nutrition
We don't
on top of that, or you
sell
don't
protein or any supplements. Well, I'm
Supplements.
looking at a range at the moment, but haven't committed to that. We do a range of toppers, meal toppers, seafood toppers, and some beef liver powder, and which is spray dried, which is a great topper.
So what is the benefit of a topper?
Well, with our seafood topper, it's just nutrient rich, all the nutrients from the fish, but not necessarily giving the dog a whole fish. Although we do sell dehydrated sardines, and that's great. We sell fresh sardines. Our sardines are direct from Port Lincoln. We sell a spray dried liver powder from a cow, and spray dried cow's heart as well, which is just super rich in nutrients.
What in regards to like your dog in particular, is there any sort of things that you can tell us about your dog, like fun things or particular things that your dog does that makes you laugh? Or
She just Audrey's pretty. She's a gentle giant. She just loves her walks. You know, she gets 2 walks. She gets one at 5 o'clock in the morning, and then one about 6 o'clock at night. She loves a bath. She's very stubborn. You'll put a lead and a collar on, and she'll just sit there. And it's Bull Mastiff time. They're pretty relaxed sort of dogs, as you can see.
yeah, she's very well behaved.
And she loves her food.
So those are the things that she likes to do, going for walks.
Yeah, she's just a big sniffer. She's not really interested in long walks, although I try and get her out for 45 minutes at a time, just so that, sniffing. And she goes to school 2 days a week. Just great because she's a big dog. It's just great socialising for her.
Yeah,
which I think is important for all dogs. So, yeah, she comes home exhausted after school, and I know I can leave her at home the next day, and when I'm at work, and I don't have to worry about her because she'll sleep all day because she's just exhausted from all the stimulation.
Yeah, I feel that dogs get more stimulated when they get the chance to sniff and play with other dogs than even going for walks, actually.
Yeah, totally
Yeah.
agree. Yeah, I mean, you can take her for a short walk around the block, and if there's lots of scents around and that she's been sniffing, she'll be happy with the walk up and around one block rather than 4 or 5 kilometre walk.
So is that true that in your Glenelg shop do you sell cakes for dogs?
It's very true. We started with pup cakes, and now we do a large size cake as well, and we have them in demand. The demand was in every shop, so we now range them in all of our stores, and we sell quite a lot. Yeah, it's amazing.
So what are the cakes made of?
They're all natural.
Okay.
We don't use any meats in them.
So you put is just meat in it, or?
No, it's not meat. It's mainly fruit and vegetable based.
Wow. I thought that it was like made of meat.
No, some people do meat, but we wanted to do one a little bit differently.
Okay. And what is the intake of those cakes? People like?
Oh, we get the biggest, roughest tradies walk through the door, blokes with big long beards, and they're looking for a pup cake for their dog because they love their dogs.
Yeah.
That's the great thing about dogs is they're an amazing equaliser. I've had some amazing chats with guys outside our shops. These big burly blokes that would ride Harleys on weekends and utes and tough tradies, and you can just see it in these guys' eyes. They just love their dogs, and you get this really nice connection with people when you talk about dogs, and their dog
and you actually can like break a conversation when you start talking about your dog, what you do, what is your passion about it. Yeah.
And our customers are happy. It's a lot of retailers put up with grumpy customers, but all of our customers are happy, because they're buying something for their dog. They're buying really good food, and their dog loves it. We encourage dogs into our shops, and dogs walk down the street and they can't walk past some of our shops without trying to knock the door down to come in, because every dog gets a treat, and we just encourage it, don't we, Ords?
So you get a lot of pets coming to your store as well?
Yeah, we would get 20 dogs a day at every store. Yeah, we just try and make it a really nice occasion for them. You know, sometimes these dogs don't get out all week, or sometimes it's their only outing for the day or the only outing for the week. You know, so we just encourage that they have a good time. And often our staff will, if the dog's in the car, our staff will walk out the front of the shop and give the dog a treat through the window. So yeah, we try and make it just a memorable experience, not just for mum and dad, but for the dog. We're really big on service. That's my background, hospitality. So
Yeah.
we're big on old school service. We open and close the door for people. We carry stuff to their car. We don't hand things over the counter. We bring things around the counter. We've got a great mixture of staff. We've got some mature staff, and we've got some young guys and girls in the shop. So we've got a really good mix.
So what will be your recommendation for pet owners in terms of getting them on board, like buying natural food?
Every dog is different. Some dogs love kangaroo, some dogs love chicken. You know, chicken can be a hot protein and can cause allergies, but we just recommend that if you're going to start feeding your dog some raw food, be it from the pet butcher or be it from the supermarket or from the normal butcher shop, you know, just introduce it a third. So give them 2/3 of their old food, and then give them a third of the new food. And then the next day a little bit more, the next day a little bit more. And the best way to see what your dog likes is put a mixture in their bowl and just watch where they go first, watch what they eat first, and then you know what their favourite is.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
yeah.
So in this case, you recommend them to obviously introduce that. But is there anything that you suggest in, like, specifically that you sell in your store, like any veggies or anything that is like more for a specific sort of dogs, or?
Not necessarily. We tend to steer people a few people away from, depending on the dog breed, like Frenchies.
Yeah.
They will often get allergies, so we tend to steer people away from chicken. Kangaroo can be a bit rich, so really just depends on the dog. Every dog reacts differently, as we react differently to different foods. Seafood is so good for dogs. You know, we recommend getting seafood in your dog's meal at least once or twice a week. You know, salmon or sardines, just so good for their coat and all their natural omega-3 and oils in the seafood's great for them.
And in terms for puppies, what do you recommend for them? Like, they should start like eating like that sort of food, or what sort of food should be introduced to them?
I always recommend with puppies, you want to give them really, really nice soft food. Some people walk in, so I've got a puppy, can I give it a bone? And we say, well, no, because you're not ideal, because your puppy's still growing and its teeth are soft. So you really want to give them lots of soft food. If you're feeding them kibble, like dry food, just put a bit of water in the bottom of the bowl to soften their kibble first. We sell, or I always recommend, and we always have a lot of our everyday chicken, which is, we mince it fresh every day. It's chicken carcass. It's just full of nutrients, high in fat. And your puppy, so your puppy's growing, it's a baby. So it just needs to have lots of nutrients and fat in its diet just to help it grow. And 3 feeds a day, a good sized breakfast and small sized lunch and another good sized meal for dinner. And if you're ever concerned, you know, the best thing is to consult your vet if your dog's got any allergies or anything. You know, we don't give veterinary advice because myself or our staff aren't vets, but 9 times out of 10 we can normally get people on the right track.
Yeah, I think that's a good advice there, because I used to like give my dog meat, but the veterinarian said to me that it has to be like cooked as well. So it was like obviously an understanding that it's better to feed them with not raw food, but sometimes cook the food as well when they're puppies. So
yeah, it's quite a busy space, because you know some vets will be pro raw and some will be pro cooked, and you know we have a lot of vets that recommend us. We have, you know, an endless stream of customers coming through our door saying that this vet recommended them to come and shop with us. But I think we've built that reputation that we sell real food and it's fresh, you know, made by a butcher or a chef, you know, because we employ butchers and cooks and chefs. We have a production team of 8 people that, you know, start at 6 in the morning and, you know, and work through till late afternoon every day to prepare the freshest foods we can.
So it means that you, like, the food that you sell is raw, so people, like dogs, can eat it like that? Okay.
Like Audrey might have, I've always got a bag of kibble at home just in case I run out. Often I'll give her just a little bit of kibble with some fresh kangaroo and a slice of one of our loaves or something like that. So I believe a good mixture, you know, rather than just, some people say, oh, I've just fed my dog kibble for 8 years, and I go, oh, okay. Or I've just fed them a tin product, and I think, okay, and I said, well, that's like us eating Wheat Bix every day. You know, we'd get sick of it. I said, so that's why your dog's pretty happy once he's tried some of our smoked product, and I'm not saying our smoked product is great for dogs, but I know they love it.
Yeah.
You know, we do hearts, we do smoked chicken breasts and smoked chicken necks, and we sell hundreds of kilos a week of all of them.
So what is coming next for Pet Butcher?
What is coming next? Home deliveries.
Okay.
We used to do home deliveries up until 18 months ago, and we paused them for Christmas. It was just too much pressure on our production facility at Ethelton, because we were operating out of a 95-year-old butcher shop that wasn't really built for home deliveries. We had cool rooms inside, outside, and so on. But it worked for us for 2 years. But now we've got a new facility. We'll launch home deliveries in about 3 or 4 weeks, and we're hoping to get up to 500 a week pretty quickly. I would think we'd be at that by Christmas, and then our goal next year is to reach 1,000 subscriptions. We've got a subscription model on our website, which is about to launch. So it just gets delivered to your door every Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday.
Only in South Australia?
Only in South Australia currently, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We'd like to go interstate. We have plans to go interstate, but we just need to iron out all the bugs here and get everything right. We know our food's right. We've got an amazing team, be it in our shops or our production team. It's just our process we need to streamline now.
So how many people are you in your different shops?
Most of the shops have between 2 and 4 staff in the retail, and then in our production facility we have 8 to 9, and then one driver with another driver starting shortly. So we have a team of 18 that'll grow to 20 in the coming weeks.
Amazing. So there are really good things coming in.
Yeah.
So in this delivery that you are going to offer, do you offer like pre-meals that you can give to your pets?
Our subscriptions are made up of, you can jump onto our website and you'll see in the coming days that we have a selection of boxes. We have a beef box, a chicken box, a kangaroo box, or a butcher's selection box. And then you select the size of your dog, be it a small dog, medium-sized dog, large dog, or extra large dog. And then we have our recommendations for that. And then each box will be a mixture of our pre-cooked meals and our loaves, our oven-baked loaves. And we always over-cater, so we encourage people to, any excess, share it with the neighbour's dog.
So you got a muffin of the week on your website. What is this about and how you select it?
That started with, I stumbled across some old muffin trays, and coming from pubs and food background, I thought, let's try some muffins. And we started with a beef and a kangaroo and various flavours, and now we've just adopted a muffin of the week, and that gets created by our production team each week. We give them a bit of carte blanche to come up with a muffin of the week. Like this week it's superfood, which is chicken superfood, which is our premium chicken with kale, our seasonal vegetables, and brown rice, and we sell hundreds of them.
So they're very popular.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah. So but how do you pick what sort of muffin comes the week?
That's up to our team. I give our team, our production team, I give them sort of carte blanche to create, to get their creative ideas going. It gives them some involvement, and they really enjoy it. We have a loaf of the day that we cook off every Thursday afternoon and send out to the shops on Friday and Saturday, and that's created by our team as well.
So which one is the most popular so far?
The superfood muffin would be the most popular. Yeah.
And that's for any sort of dog.
Any sort
size.
of dog. Yep. Just pure premium chicken. We've done a turkey and cranberry muffin. We've done a kangaroo and veggie. We've done turkey and salmon muffin, turkey and salmon loaf with human grade salmon, that's quite unique, and it's interesting.
Yeah, it's great to have those fun things in your business, so people get excited to, I want to get this because it's only the one of the week, so I need to get it for my pet.
And people can relate to that because everyone loves a muffin, be it with your cup of tea or a cup of coffee. Or
do you sell a chocolate for dogs?
We sell a carob. Yeah, chocolate's not good for dogs.
Yeah, like sort of similar to chocolate, but for dogs.
Our pup cakes are made from carob. They have a carob topping on them.
That's great because my dog loves like those sort of toppings on the muffins. So
We'll jump back to the puppies. A big one which I should have touched on, and we don't sell it, but I highly recommend it, is goat's milk.
Okay.
Very expensive. You buy it from an organic store, but they love it. I brought Audrey up on goat's milk as a puppy, and she'd sit at the fridge every night after dinner, wagging her tail, waiting for her dessert. And it was just a small saucer of goat's milk.
And do you sell that in your shop?
No, we don't sell that, but just a tip for somebody.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Soon,
How do you determine the sizes and weight of the dogs? Do you have that?
We have a feeding guide on our website. Like an extra large dog is 40 kilos plus. A medium size, a large dog we've categorised that as 30 to 40 kilos. And then a medium dog is 15 to 30 kilos. And small dog is 10 to 15 kilos. Like a French bulldog is a small dog. They historically weigh 10 to 12 to 13 kilos.
So in those meals that you offer online, you guide people in terms of how much food they should buy for their pets according to their weights.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. So we've worked our subscription model and the volume of food you get off of the 3% of your dog's body weight per food per day.
And does it also advise on the breed of the dog, or is only on
we capture the dog's breed?
Okay.
When people when they subscribe and their name and their birthday, we will capture all of that information, so we can send them something for their birthday and the like.
Probably a cupcake.
That's right, a cupcake or something to bring them in store, encourage them to come in store for their birthday.
Great. Yeah. So what are the plans for Audrey's birthday?
Audrey will have a day at the factory, and she'll get probably 1 or 2 or 3 pup cakes, and she'll get spoiled rotten by the team in there. She can come to the shop that day, and she'll get pampered like you wouldn't believe.
So you normally take Audrey to the stores, and
Audrey used to come to Ethelston when we first opened Ethelston, but the shops just got too busy. Ethelston's a very, very busy little shop. Yeah, it was just best to sort of leave her at home while she goes to school, and she goes to daycare, a couple of days a week, and she'll start coming to the factory again soon. Not out the back, but out the front in the shop front, so people can interact with her and she can come and say hello, and
people love to see her. She's so cute. Thank you, Nick, for coming and sharing with us all your insights about the pet food and sharing with us your new adventures.
Thank you.
With the Pet Butcher.
Thank you for having me.
So where people can find information about the shop and the new things coming on ordering online.
Okay, so www.petbutcher.com.au, and we're on the main socials. We have a Facebook page under Pet Butcher, and we have an Instagram account on as well. And then we have bricks and mortar stores at Ethelston, Henley Beach, Glenelg South, and now at Hindmarsh on Port Road.
Amazing. We will put that in our podcast notes so people can go straight to them.
Amazing. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of The Possum Companion. If you have any further questions for our experts, feel free to leave them in the show notes or reach out to me directly. And if you are a pet expert who would love to contribute to this podcast, we will be thrilled to hear from you. Don't forget to follow us, and if you enjoyed today's episode, we will really appreciate a 5-star review. Thanks again, and we will see you at the next episode.